Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. I hope everybody had a wonderful and joyous Eid, and because it is Eid festival time, I want to share with you another meat recipe. If you haven't watched my previous video, then go ahead and watch that one after this one. So this recipe is actually called Lal Gosht, and it consists of mainly red chilies, hence the name. So let's get started. You will need half a cup of ghee. If you're using sheep, then only add in quarter cup because you don't want to make it too oily. And if you're using lamb, then you can just go ahead and add half a cup of ghee in. And if you don't have ghee, you can add in oil. 2 tablespoons of ginger and garlic paste, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 tablespoon of crushed red chili flakes, 1 whole bulb of garlic. We're going to peel them and then just leave them whole, and 3 red whole chilies. If you want to de-seed them and then add them in, you can do that as well, but I'm just gonna chop them in half and add them in like that. A few peppercorns, a few cinnamon sticks, and a large piece of ginger, which we're going to be cutting into pieces. I'm using 1 kg of lamb meat over here, but if you've got sheep's meat, then just use sheep because that would be the better choice for this recipe. Because you're going to be cooking this on a low flame for a long time, then just keep it in mind that the lamb will break more easier than the sheep. And add in your ghee or oil, whichever one you're using. Fry your whole spices for a minute or 2, and then go ahead and add in your meat. Keep your flame on low and then add in your red chili flakes. If you don't have the red chili flakes and you only got the whole dried red chilies, then you can just crush them into little flakes. After that, you can add in your salt and pepper, and then your ginger and garlic paste. This dish is quite a spicy dish, so if you want to make a milder version, just add less chili flakes, and if you prefer, you can add more later on. So next, I've cut my ginger into pieces around this size. If you want to keep them smaller, then you can do that as well. It's totally up to you. The ginger won't dissolve in the food. They will stay around the same size you cut them. And then the garlic, I've just peeled the whole bulb, so I've got around 15 pieces. I'm just going to peel them and leave them whole inside the food. If you add them in too early, they will dissolve, but if you want to keep them a little bit big, then add them a little bit later on. Next, I've got my red chilies, and I'm just going to chop them in half and add them in like that. But if you want a milder taste, then de-seed them and it won't be so spicy. Once the meat is cooked halfway, you're just going to put everything into the bowl, and then you're just going to add it all into the meat. So once your meat is halfway done like this, then you can add in your whole spices that we just prepared, and braise that for a little while, and then cover and cook on a low flame. At this point, be really careful and make sure it doesn't burn. So once it starts to catch at the bottom of the pan, you need to add 2 glasses of water, cover it and put it on a low flame and let it cook until everything is thoroughly done. The cooking time for lamb will be around 1 hour, and for sheep it will be around 1.5 hours to 2 hours. If you want to speed up the process, then you can make this in a pressure cooker, but because you can't see the meat while it's cooking, be really careful not to cook it for too long, as the pieces of meat will break and it won't look very appetizing at the end. So this is one of the reasons why I don't use a pressure cooker while making this, but you can go ahead and try. After an hour or 2, all the water should have evaporated and the meat should be tender. If there is a little bit of water left, then you can just cook it off on a high heat until it looks like this. You can serve this on its own or with naan or roti. If you make this recipe, then let me know in the comments below how it turned out. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more easy, quick, delicious recipes. Follow me on Instagram, and I hope to see you next time.